I just have a grudge. I usually say hawkbill, but this is more like a dodo bird.
Well, you only need one kidney.
I suppose I'll put you right here so you don't get frisky with the knife. Hey everyone, David C. Anderson here, coming at you from the Knife Center. Welcome to our coolest new knives of the week. Check out this old knife, not a new knife. Are you signed up for our giveaways? No? Well, if not, you can follow the link in the description or the QR code up in the corner here to enter for a chance to win currently this Spyderco Rubicon. Long discontinued at this point, and sorely missed by some folks in the know. I mean, it is a really cool flipper. I'm trying to remember if it was the first flipper Spyderco ever produced. Really nicely done. It's a Peter Carey design, made in Taiwan, S30V steel. Really, really well done carbon fiber handles here. High gloss, nice contour to it. Just sits in the hand really nicely. You got these thick titanium liners right there. Yeah, cool piece of history from the Spyderco. I don't know where I was going to. From cool bit of history from the Spyderco history, you guys. If you want a chance to win this and other items in the future, giveaway link in the two places I mentioned. Now, on to the new knives for real.
Is that the name of this show?
It is today, anyway. We have got the two new, more affordably priced buck crossbar locking knives, and each one available in a few different colors. These are just two of the varieties. We have the Nomad, that is the drop point version, or the drop point model right here, and this reverse tanto, according to the website model, is called the Ferrox. Both of them are about $75. Yeah, $74.99 in each case. 3 1/4 on the drop point, 3 3/8 on the modified Wharncliffe is what I'm going to call it, with D2 tool steel across the board. And they each come with crossbar locks, as you can see, with custom bar covers here, with color coordination on this particular case. Really nicely done. The action is very, very smooth. Everything you want, basically. This drop point model, I'm getting the names confused, the Nomad, has a nice shape to it. It's a little bit on the slender side without being needle-like, so it's going to make it very agile. The handle's going to work with all kinds of different hand sizes. The aluminum feels pretty nice. Not super matte textured, but it's not slick either. Really nice. Reversible, folded over pocket clip. Not really deep carry, as you can see, but it is that fold over design, and you've got blockout plate on the other side. Even though I am typically more of a drop point guy, the modified Wharncliffe here is speaking my name a little bit more.
The hypnosis is working.
The hypno what now?
It's working on me too.
Granted, the handle here is a little more restrictive than on the Nomad because you've got a more prominent beak here at the back. But even with my slightly larger than average hands, I'm finding plenty of real estate for me. And you can always bridge over that beak too, right around the back, and still have a pretty good hold on it. But yeah, they feel pretty darn nice, I gotta say. Check them out right now, the Ferrox and the Nomad. Now we're going to keep things attainable before I show you something a little more expensive. A new knife in the Byrd subline of Spyderco knives. This is the Gooney, Gooney. $60, comes with a almost 3.5-inch blade with a very distinctive goon-like blade shape, as you could say. 9CR series stainless, fully serrated. You've got that S curve to the edge itself, ending in sort of that, well, I usually say hawkbill, but this is more like a dodo bird than a hawk thing. But Spyderco already has a knife called the dodo. But anyway, with this S curve combined with all these serrations, this thing is going to be a beast at ripping through things like rope, fabric especially. This would even be a great cardboard knife, I think. Look how thin the blade stock is to support that. But just any kind of draw cutting, the ripping and shearing provided by the geometries going on here at the edge are just going to be fantastic. Gray G10 handles, mid-mounted lockback. You even have the David Boy dent on it as well, which is purportedly to help prevent accidentally disengaging the lock if you're squeezing really hard. I don't see that being necessarily a problem anyway, but the other thing it does is it makes it real easy to find exactly where that lock bar release is, even without looking at it. So there's a few different reasons you might want it. Other, classic things that Spyderco does, you got a 4-position pocket clip, nice sturdy spring steel. You've got a guarded finger choil there for getting closer to the edge. But yeah, the quality feels great, feels solid in the hand. That full stainless steel lock back there definitely gives it a feeling of rigidity. And granted, this is not like the most generally versatile blade shapes or geometries or serrations out there, but for what this does, like if you can really take advantage of what this blade is capable of, which I already talked about, there's nothing else quite like that type of geometry. So it's cool to be able to get it at a pretty decent price. The Mini MSI from Microtech is the next thing we're going to talk about. These have been coming in and going out really, really quickly. In fact, last week on this show, I had one to show you, but you all bought it too quick. Like our warehouse shipping department came over and took it away from me before I could show it on the video because I've been buying them so fast.
Oh, you also.
We have a few in stock right now, not the entry level, the base model versions, which are in the $200 ranges. If I'm remembering correctly. This is one of the Marfione Select versions, so it's higher end, more touches, including the signature itself from Tony Marfione, the owner, of course, of Microtech. Fancier all around and pricier as well, $468 here. You've got titanium for the handles instead of the aluminum on the base model. Steel is going to be the same. Yeah, M390 MK, which is of course very good stuff, very high edge retention with that modified sheep's foot profile going on. I like the mini size of this. It's 3.2-inch blade, so it's not a small knife per se. It's not like mini. It's only small in relation to the roughly 4-inch bladed original model, but ergonomically, I'm just really, really digging the way this feels in the hand. Choke back here, yeah, a little bit, but for me, just grabbing it like so. So my finger, index finger is a little ahead of this area, sitting over the pivot a little bit. It just feels nice. Like this back area, the grip is super solid from the big 2 gripping fingers back there. Yeah, it's just right. It feels really, really right. You've got the ram lock, of course, which operates similarly to a crossbar lock, but instead of a bar, you got a block. And you've got a typical coiled spring pushing it forward rather than a couple of Omega springs. But you got that one-hand option, or option. You've got the finger safe closing action there. You've got thumb studs on these as opposed to the cutouts on the larger version, but they're big, oversized thumb studs, real easy to actuate even if you're wearing gloves. Super, super nice. We got a couple Marfione Selects in stock, at least at the point we are filming this, so don't let them get away. All right, let's go budget. NexTool have been making some really cool small multi-tools, and we've just got in their latest ones. The S0 Micro Sailor is about $16, and the best way to think about this, in my mind, is as a bladeless alternative to something like the Leatherman Micra. It basically does everything the Micra does without, apart from having an actual knife blade on it, and it is $17. The scissors are pretty awesome. They're robust. One side is serrated with these little micro serrations. That's going to help it really grab onto material, so it's not going to like slip out of your of the scissors. Just really helps it cut aggressively despite its very small size. And as you can see, spring loaded as well. Nice and slim on the key ring. It also comes with a nice little leather pocket slip. You could have that on it while it's in your key ring or throw it in your pocket, of course. Tools on the inside, you've got, we'll open one side first. You've got a small 2-dimensional Phillips with a nail file. You've got a small flathead here for eyeglass style screws. You've got a bottle opener and larger flathead right here. And on the opposite side, you have a pretty robust pair of small scissors. They only open out. Scissors. Sorry, thank you, Thomas. Why did I say scissors?
Similar pinch motions.
I suppose so. It only opens 90 degrees, but the head is a little bit on the broad side, but it's very precise. It's very tight. You could really get really nice grips on it. Like I said, the only actual functionality that the Micro has over this is one, U.S. made construction. That's of course important to some folks. And you don't have the knife blade and you don't have the fingernail cleaner, but you've got the file on this too. Super slim, super affordable, and because no knife blade, you could take it certain places that you might not be able to take a knife. So you could still have like multi-tool functionality on your keychain for just a few bucks. Really, really cool little unit, especially at that price. The other one that was released recently and we have in stock now is the Mini Flagship F12. A really, really cool unit. This one's more pricey than the Mini S0 there, $35. But instead of having to choose between like a mini multi-tool that has either scissors or a pair of pliers, this guy has both. You've got, well, let me open the pliers first. You've got both right there. The same scissors as on the S0 right there, the half serrated side, really aggressive, and the small pair of compact combination pliers with wire cutters and needle nose tips and the standard plying section right there. These are upgraded over the original Mini Sailor in a number of ways. The scissors being one, slightly more robust pliers. You've got a glow-in-the-dark tip on the arm right here. And the other implements, apart from these, have also seen some tweaks and upgrades. First of all, the blade is now locking, and it's now 8CR series stainless. The originals were like 3CR series, so definitely a welcome step up right there.
It's 5 more CRs.
That's 5 more CRs. Astute observation there, Thomas. Very important. The opposite side of this, there's also a liner lock on this blade now. The previous versions were non-locking. You've also got a locking file, and the file's fairly decent, especially for something this small. Good for a little more than just fingernails. But this implement is now locking, and it has a broader flathead tip. And then on the opposite side, these are not locking, but you have a small 2D Phillips with a depth gauge in both inch and centimeters right here. And you've also got the bottle opener with a smaller flathead as opposed to the bottle opener, can opener combination they used to have. I think this is generally a little more useful. And a pocket clip, if you want to carry it in your pocket. The previous version didn't have that either. Such a cool little tool. And a good price. You can check it out. These are just some of the NexTool mini tools and multi-tools. We got a bunch in recently. You can check them all out. I have one more NexTool thing to show you, and that is this utility knife here. This is the E20. It's about $33, and apart from being a sliding utility knife blade holder thing, with 2 levels of extension here, you can do just a little bit as well. It also has some multi-tool stuff going on. You've got Phillips head, flathead, albeit you don't have a lot of depth that you can reach with them, but hey. You've got bottle opening, you've got prying and a nail puller here at the tip. You've also got automatically loading extra blades. You can load, I think 5 blades into this at a time. If I can count them here from the back. Open this flap. It looks like there's 3 in there, and there might be space for a little extra. So there are a handful of blades you can have in there, and when this goes dull, you can flip it around. But when that side goes dull, you can then just push this lever or this button to the side, extract the blade, go back in, and pop back out. It automatically loads the next blade in the back chamber for you. That's just
Angel
cool.
Over here.
It is a mind freak, I will tell you that. I mean, that's just cool, right? In addition to just, the cool factor, you don't necessarily even have to use the auto-loading feature to take advantage of this cavity back here. You could load different style blades back here. You could have the little tiny S-hook blades in there if you want. You could have some of the hawkbill shape ones in there. I really like those. There's serrated options even. So you could have a range of different types of cutting blades for different types of situations all in the thing. It's pretty cool. That's $33. And it has a pocket clip right there. Forgot to mention that, didn't I? Check them out. I think they're pretty cool. Next up, this is actually coming out the day after this video posts. and that is the latest from Jackwolf. It's the newest version of the Gunslinger jacks. They are back in stock, but as is always the case, they're not identical to the previous iterations they released, even though this one right here is maybe more similar to the previous iterations in some of the versions. There are 4 to choose from. They're all featuring S90V steel, so tons of edge retention, and they're all at $350 right now. You can check out the variety of handle options, but this one's kind of the most classic of the bunch. Ebony wood, but it almost looks like desert iron wood, at least in this particular example. But it is ebony according to the manufacturer, not desert iron wood. Titanium, self-bolstered, and not a traditional slip joint. Jackwolf is very known for their traditional slip joints. This is taking a traditional slip joint pattern and giving you modern locking convenience with that bolstered style frame lock there and a front flipper. Boo. That's mean. I like Jackwolf.
Yeah, stop being mean.
I just have a grudge against front flippers, even though this one's working pretty darn well for me, I must admit. You've also got the long pull on each side if you want to do a more conventional open. You could also one-hand thumb open it that way as well. But the Jackwolf stuff is always made super, super nicely. The materials are on point. The grind on this one is great too. You got like a full height hollow grind, super, super thin edge, very sharp right out of the box. Milled titanium clip, single-sided in this case. And of course, you still have the full Jackwolf presentation with custom artwork, the Gunslinger right there, and goodies inside the tube as well.
Pew pew.
Pew pew, baby. Next up, we're getting more expensive. And I know this is going to make a few people angry, and yeah, that's fine. It's still cool. We've got Switch Army knives back in stock. Not Swiss Army knives, Switch Army knives from Chuck Gedraitis. We have both a custom and some of the mid-tech versions in stock. The mid-tech version is the more affordable of the two, as you would expect, at $995. The full custom is $1,595. What makes them so special? Well, they're obviously Swiss Army knife inspired in their shape, but they're switchblades. They're automatics, which is very, very cool. You've got a liner lock for security, no visible button on the outside, but when it's time to deploy, you rotate the front scale back by using your thumb right here. Very nice, very easy to do once you know what's going on, how to open it. Works really, really nicely. I like the aluminum on this, it's really nice. Blue aluminum here, Nitro V steel on both of these, polished red G10 on the custom version. Even has the toothpick and tweezers there on the back side, of course, as well. Check them out. I know some people get really offended by these when we posted shorts about them in the past, but they are cool and they sell. So
thanks for the views.
We keep bringing them back. They're fun. Like, this is one of those items that I can't afford either. For those of you out here complaining that you can't afford it, neither can I. But it is one of those things that would be like, if I had my pick of like, hey, go grab something from the warehouse, it's yours. If we had one of these, it would be like at the top of the list of things I would want because they're cool. I like them. They're neat.
I'm taking that pallet jack.
Way to ruin the conceit of the thing, but okay. All right, what can we take? I got the Kubota over there. That'd be pretty nice. I could put good use to that. How about a slip joint? This is the Piratech Tsunami, the mag snap slip joint. And previous versions, initially I thought, well, hey, we've seen this before. They've done versions of this with a leather inlay, like a blue suede inlay before. I thought this was the same thing. This is actually a Richlight inlay, or onlay, I guess, technically in this case. No, it is an inlay. Richlight. That's pretty cool. I like it. Nice snap on the blade, S90V here, sub 3 inches with that harpoon tip. And being as they're pirates, Piratech, I always like to appreciate the harpoon point imagery as it goes in with that. That's pretty cool. Partial stop, not quite a half stop because it's at a slightly cocked angle, but you've got that feature there for safety, keep it from closing on you too quickly. And guess what? If you don't like the Richlight, you could change the inlay right there, as you can see. That's pretty cool. You'll also notice there are 3 holes right here. Well, there are 2 holes right here. There's actually a third covered up by this little pin right here. You can move this pin to any of these 3 locations to adjust the tension of the back spring. So you can adjust the level of tension on the walk and talk, as they say, on the blade right there. Always a pretty cool thing too. Anyway, we've got them in. The Slippy Tsunami Mag Snap Slip Joint, $270. Next up, we have, I've got 4 models here actually from Arcane Design. They're all featuring, let me just make sure, we've got 20 CV MagnaCut and M390. 20 CV MagnaCut, M390, across all of them. Otherwise, they're all very similar. We've got the Creature at $365 with 20 CV. We have the Abyss, the 3.5-inch MagnaCut blade for $340, compound Tonto blade there. We have the Necronaut V3, that was the Abyss V2, the Necronaut V3 for $345 with MagnaCut blade, 3.5 inches. And we have the Crypt, $370 for a 3 3/4-inch M390 blade. All of them with titanium handles. We've got, I say they're all the same, but we've actually got 2 frame locks and 2 nested liner lock models here. They all feel, the same high quality. So I'm not going to go too in depth on each of them. Whichever one strikes your fancy the most, check them out. We'll leave a link to them below and up there, of course. But this one, I don't know, shape-wise, this is the one that does it for me the most. This is the Creature right here. 365, 20 CV, as I mentioned. 3 3/4-inch blade. Nice handle. It's a little bit more on the slender side. When you combine that with the broader blade there, it gives a really aggressive presentation and feel. Here is the close profile. Here is the action. Nice and snappy. Ball bearings in the pivot, of course. The thumb studs work just as well as the flipper tab right there. The collar, or this surround on the pivot itself, is going to help act as the over travel arrestor to keep you from pushing the frame lock blade out too far. It actually has an internal one as well, as I'm looking internally. So that's pretty interesting. Yeah, let's see. Ask your questions about these knives in the comments. Apart from the shape, I'm having a hard time kind of describing how they're different. We could say that's about any knife, right? What I mean is, like, they're all titanium, they're all premium steel, they all flip and flick well, they all have 0 flaws in their manufacturing that I can detect. They're all really nice. You can check them all out at the link below or above. And I hope you do. Yeah, one more thing I could say, actually, before I move on. The Necronaut V3, if you're into knives that kind of hide all of their hardware as much as possible. Look how clean that is. You do have two-tone on the front side, thanks to the bolster area here, but it's all titanium, no visible screws at all from the front side. When you go to the back, you do see the body screws here and the pivot screw and a thumb stud screw as well, but no pocket clip screw. That is screwed in from the inside. That front profile, though, really, really clean. I should also mention these color variations you see on all of these here are not the only ones available on each, so you can check out all of the options down below or above.
At the website.
And at the website.
On the internet.
On the internet. That is where we do our thing. I know I said that Switch Army knives would be like at the top of my list if I got to go like pick a knife from the warehouse to be mine. If this is still in stock, if that magical day ever happens, this would also be near the top of the list. This is a custom from John Gray. We don't always get to show customs on these New Knives of the Week episodes, but this one is just, it's so special feeling to me. It's expensive. It's about $1,700, but it is, there's so much been done to this. You got a 3 3/4-inch MagnaCut blade, acid rain drop point finish, or acid rain finish on the drop point shape, but it's more than just a drop point. It's very interesting. The blade stock is nice and thin, full flat ground, so it's still going to work like a slicing knife should, as opposed to just being a showpiece. The handles, carbon fiber on the front, titanium on the back. Every surface has been like done something to it. Yes, I know that English-wise didn't work good there, but that's fine. Because my emotions are wrapped up in what's going on here. I don't know how to describe it. It's really awesome to look at and behold and just, appreciate. And then you get to the weight. I mean, this is a larger knife, 3 3/4 inch blade. It is so lightweight, 2.32 ounces overall. I mean, just a whisper. You've still got frame locking strength, the lockup. Like, there is zero wiggle on that blade right there. The action is great. I mean, listen to that sound. That's just so interesting to hear it. Compare this to, I'll do this Arcane first, like a more like robust, unmilled out frame lock. Like a clack, right? This is more like a click. I don't know if that translates through the camera or through the speakers into where you're listening to it or not. It's like precise. Precise, so nice. I can't talk about it anymore because I can't afford to talk myself into buying it. I definitely can't afford to talk myself into buying it.
Well, you only need one kidney.
I suppose so. I may need it later. I may need it for something else, though. How about a Spartan Hersey folder with one of the new engraving options here? This is the Ronin Long Gunner Edition. Very ornate front and back. Price on this one, $725 with a 4-inch Nichols Damascus blade. And of course, the robust frame lock, Bill Hersey design. Super, super nice in the hand. This is one of those folders that is definitely more on the overbuilt side as opposed to the slicier side. This thing is made to take a beating. Oversized pivot, thicker blade stock, thick titanium for the frame lock that only gets stronger the more you grip it, even though it's strong enough to begin with. Washers in the pivot for a great deal of stability and dirt resistance there. Still good flipping action. Not quite like, glassy, smooth ball bearing action, but still quite usable. It's the Spartan Hersey folder. I mean, they're awesome, right? Right. Similar, but less ornate. In between the time where this knife was placed on the table until we are filming right now, it has sold out. But we do have this in one other color, at least at the time we're filming this. The AD20 from Demko Knives in 3V steel with the clip point. Full size AD20, 3.5-inch blade, $450. Full thickness, full strength 3V there for a lot of toughness. G10 for the handles here. The Dayglow Yellow is the G10 option, still currently in stock at the time we're filming this. Feels great in the hand. You've got the Shark Lock, of course, which gives you that single hand closing, finger safe closing action, and another just mechanically satisfying thing overall. Just really never gets old. If you're next to me while I'm doing this all day, it might get old. But if you're the one doing this next to someone else, I don't think you're going to think it gets old.
Just make sure they have one too.
Make a friend. You can still get one too at this point. Yeah. I mean, just really, really nice. We're definitely looking forward to some new Demko stuff in the near future. You'll just have to stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, we do still have a few of these. So there you go.
For now.
For now.
Recording.
While recording, yeah. Next up, PDW, Prometheus Design Works. This is their Invictus model. This is the Invictus-SP, the slimmer profile version. We have a handful of these in stock across a few various different variations. Linen micarta in green on this one, $379 with a Magna Cut blade in this case. So very tough for a high edge retention stainless. Spear point profile, kind of a spear point. Drop point profile in any case. And we're going to get into the measuring things here. I don't know.
It's a reverse stand-up.
We're almost done, Thomas. We're almost done, man.
Get it while it
Titanium frame lock on the back of this. Again, lockup super, super solid. Action on these with only the thumb studs, no flipper tab, still quite nice as well. What else should we tell about the Invictus? You've got glow-in-the-dark thumb stud inserts, which is cool. Design-wise, what is it that's going on here? I've always thought of it as sort of a tactical Barlow, which is a very interesting combination that I like a lot. Nice neutral handle, big hands, small hands, everything in between. Very versatile blade, not just tactically inspired, but always useful every day. Milled pocket clip, very close to being a pure or a full deep carry right there. Nests inside the titanium frame really nicely, screwed in from the inside. You actually do see the termination of the screw right there. It's all done really cleanly. Lanyard attachment point there at the back. Super nice. What else do we have in stock right now, you ask? As I'm filming this anyway. Carbon fiber, other micartas, G10, some non-slim profile versions as well with a clip point blade and a bolster. You could also check those out. The other thing I wanted to check out from them this week is this. This is a collaboration between Prometheus Design Works and Audacious Concepts. Audacious Concept. This is the KnifeTool XS. It's $119. It is machined out of titanium, and it is a lowly 4mm bit driver, but it doesn't feel lowly. You have essentially like a grenade frag pattern here on the outer body. Plenty of traction involved in that. And you've got a magnet in the cap, which is why you'll notice I had it sitting like this, because when I had it on the side, it kept like trying to do things to the knife next to it. I would walk over there and get frisky with it. Inside, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 4mm micro bits, all held in with one large magnet right there. The advantage of doing it that way with one magnet as opposed to each one having its own slot is just how compact these are able to be held together. Like I said, full 7 right there. Bare minimum space. So if you're a little bit off center when you put them back in, just the simple act of screwing it back together is going to nestle it into a perfect fit. But you have various Torx, security Torxes here, as well as small Phillips and small flathead right there. What is this, number 1? No, it's a number 0. And we'll just use it here, or throw it in the end real quick so you can see how it looks. Triangular hole as opposed to hexagonal hole right there. And there it is. Yeah, the frag texture there is going to give you a lot of traction for actually twisting, putting a decent amount of torque on these small knives right here. Let me try something real quick. Interesting. So yeah, you do get some magnetology right there, but yeah, you're not going to get any right angle twist on that, only inline twist. I'll put you right here so you don't get frisky with the knife. It did it anyway. Are you kidding me? Come on, man. This is why we can't do nice things. Anyway, that's the KnifeTool XS. You're in timeout, buddy. Last but not least, we've got seasonal edition pens from Tactile Turn. This is the seasonal abstract custom splatter Cerakote bolt action pens. Not just bolt actions, I don't think. We have other of their pens in this finish as well. This is, which one is this? Is this the full size or is this the short? This is the short. So Parker style refill on this, but they've got versions that take your rollerball, like your G2 style thing, and you got the smaller ones as well, even though this is short. It's the whole thing. The short's my personal favorite. Really precise bolt action mechanism. One of my favorites on the market. I love a bolt action because you get all the convenience of a clicky top without it being as likely to make a mess in your pants if the top accidentally gets clicked and gets ink everywhere. Nobody likes that. Still got the fine Tactile Turn signature milling on here. It's just sort of visually obstructed a little bit by the Cerakote finish going on, but it is still there. Feels great in the hand. Red tip. As I've said about these pens in the past, they essentially feel like mechanical perfection. And they better be, because they're not cheap. they continue to feel like mechanical perfection. That's all we got for today, folks. Let me know what you thought down in the comments below. And to get your hands on any of these items, again, links in the description or hit those QR codes as you're going through the video. Let me know what you like best. And while you're over there at the Knife Center, don't forget about our Knife Rewards program so you can earn some free money. Or we've also added a bunch of new payment options at checkout for you to check out. I'm David C. Anderson from the Knife Center. That's Thomas behind the camera. We're signing off. See you next time.